things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Hey guys, welcome to Creativism, applying creativity to every aspect of life. I'm Josh the Creative, and this show takes a look at my past successes, mistakes, and all the things that I've learned from my own experience or the experience of others. This show is about creating better habits, changing your mindset on your job, and nurturing your creativity. So, whether you work for yourself or work for somebody else, this podcast is for you. And on my coffee talk for today, I just recently went to Aldi with my wife, and I stumbled upon an assortment of coffee. And man, I was excited. I wasn't ready for it, but I was pumped. But I had to only buy one bag. So I got a, I'm not sure how to say this, Barissimo brand donut store blend whole bean light roast coffee. I really like a good light roast that has like a softer, sort of like more gentle approach to the taste buds. This coffee probably wouldn't be the best of its kind, but I definitely do think it has its place in my collection of coffee. So, moving on to the topic of the day, I want to share a parable, something that I've learned from an old professor. Shout out to Dr. Klein from Troy University. This is a parable that can help to figure out how to get your priorities straight. This can be applied to your school projects, side hobbies, or even your chores at home. Now, I did a video on the same topic on my YouTube channel, so I'll have a link to that below. But moving on to the actual parable itself. So take this imaginary cup. It represents a typical day. So I need to fill this cup with some big rocks, which are important tasks, urgent tasks, some medium rocks that are important but not urgent tasks, and then pebbles or like sand, those non-important but leisure activities. So if I start off filling this cup with some pebbles or sand, assuming I have the whole cup to fill, then try to fill in the medium rocks, and then finally try the big rocks, by that point I would have run out of room. I would have no more time or space for the important and urgent tasks for the day. But if I start with my big rocks, then my medium rocks, then fill in all the gaps with my pebbles and sand, we can see that the cup was filled properly. Thus, my day was filled properly, and I was able to be very productive, and I still had time aside for those leisure activities. So we have to spend time to assess our big rocks, our medium rocks, and our pebbles in our day-to-day lives. It'll help cut out some aspects of our lives to save our time and dedicate it to more important and urgent tasks. So I'm in a position now where I need to put some projects and activities on hold. I just got married, which means my time is not my own. It also belongs to my wife. And with this new full-time job that I have, the schedule that usually allowed me to take on as many side projects as possible is no longer there. So I have to be wise about what project I take on and begin to flush out some of the things that aren't necessarily essential. So with that being said, how do we prioritize? So first, start off by making a list of all the things you have going on regularly. Whether it's school, your job, any personal projects, book readings, housework, yard work, anything you typically fill your days with. So use that list and start plugging those subjects into a high priority, a medium priority, and a low priority list. Now this may take a few tries because as you finish your list, you might see more things on your high priority or medium priority list than what probably should actually be there. Next, schedule every day of the week. So with this structure of your high priority, medium, and low priority tasks, start plugging in those projects into each day of the week. Put those high priority tasks at the beginning of the day, if your schedule allows it. While doing this, two things that I've learned that I found to be very helpful in structuring my days is to create blocks of tasks to do. For example, my morning routine includes exercise and Bible reading, so that's its own chunk of the day. So I just have it listed as morning routine. Then I create my next chunk, and this helps to break up my day so I'm not looking at one long list that I really can't work with properly. In this step, it also helps to pair tasks that have a similar subject or method behind it. So for example, I like to chunk my video editing and graphics projects together so I know that for this chunk of the day, I'm focusing on computer-based tasks. And then maybe I have another chunk related to house chores and projects. So the second addition to this step is to give yourself a time frame, like 30 minutes to an hour. If giving yourself a specific time of the day to have something done works for you, then go for it. This is just what I found that works for me. And a bonus tip, something that I don't do necessarily, but I do think it is a valuable option to have, is to color code your tasks or chunks of the day. So on your list of tasks, highlight or mark each category with a certain color and apply that to your daily planner. So maybe red for urgent, yellow or green for important, and blue for leisure. And I've also learned that it's okay to schedule my leisure tasks for the day, especially if I know that I'll have time for it. I think that this acts as a reward for getting through all those other tasks for the entirety of the day, and now I get to end the day with watching Netflix or playing with music or whatever fun thing that I want to do that day. After trying this out for a week, you'll find you've given yourself time in the evenings to relax and hang out because you've structured your days so much better that you have that time now. Now, I do want to advise to take this with a grain of salt, meaning don't follow it exactly as I put it, but use it as a guide for certain things to look for when strategizing your schedule. I want this to serve as an inspiration rather than a verbatim copy, because I can't really guarantee it that this is a one-size-fits-all solution. So, to recap, make a list of all the things you have going on regularly, put in certain categories to prioritize it, schedule that into every day of the week, block your days out, color code whatever you have to, and use this structure to pretty much see how much more time you have once you get those projects done efficiently. So, thanks for listening, guys. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. This week, I want to recommend Studio Sherpa's episode 171, Conquer Your Limiting Beliefs, starting now, with guest star Megan Rayfuse. So this podcast episode, it really spoke to me as I was already rereading the limiting beliefs section in Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi, because I realized some of the things I told myself, things I'm still battling against, that would keep me from chasing after success as a videographer. This episode is applicable to all aspects of life, and I really do hope that you find value in it, as I have. And then as a life update for the week, so Brittany and I have gotten married. By the time I recorded this, it had been like a week and a half since we've been married. Things have been fantastic. Obviously, honeymoon stage and everything, riding on cloud nine. it's been a blessing that we were able to still get married on the very day that the Lord told us we would get married 6-7 months ago. Somehow, with everything going on, having to postpone the full celebration of our marriage, it was by the will of God that we still managed to bring our immediate family down. Mine from Birmingham, Brittany's was in town, and our officiants all the way down from Tennessee. Everything came together, and we had a wonderful, beautiful backyard wedding. And there was a lot of tears from almost everybody, especially me. We made ourselves vulnerable before each other and our family as we shared our vows and promises to commit to each other and to love God. And with that being said, we will still be having that full celebration eventually when everything clears up. We have all the material for it, so we might as well see it through and celebrate again with everybody next time. So thanks again, guys, for listening. The song you're currently listening to was produced by yours truly, and you can find it on SoundCloud under Lewis Effect. You can find me on Instagram at Josh the Creative. If you want to see any of my older videos on YouTube, you can search Josh the Creative on YouTube. And if you want any information about my film business, just visit fearlesslionmedia.com. I'll catch y'all next week. Deuces.